Try to let go of all of the nonsense that you put me through. I give it all to you. I do it all for you. Maybe this feeling's overdue. You're uninvited. You wanna hold me close, but I know what you have to. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why are you hiding? Tell me, what must I do? Come to you, come to you. You're mine, mine, mine. It's right, right, right. It's right, right, right.
Chad, good morning, baby. It is Tuesday. Beautiful day in the Bay. Keeks, good morning, my brother.
Morning, brother.
Wait, your mic.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, dude. Wait. This man is locking it in. Chad, how's everyone doing? CPI day. Hope you guys are ready. It's going to be a big one. Hope you guys are ready for a big day in the markets. Amina, Jex, Vince, Slashy, good morning. Dave, Earl, Temberletu, good morning, brother. Tiamo, let's go. Turtle Trader, Monkey 83, Sam N, Sondre, Keenan, good morning. Keenan, good morning, my brother. Cheers to you, Donnie. Goeiemorgen, Ruben. Vince, Jex, Marley Moles, Dr. Trade, Pot DJ, Tina Stini, Chantel, good morning. Chad, how's everyone doing? Keeks, you ready for a big one, eh?
I'm ready, brother.
Ready to get Steve, good morning. Look at that handsome young man there. And then you've got Keegan. I'm kidding.
Man woke up with the jokes today.
Chad. Oh, Chad, how's everyone doing?
Guys, and I'm just saying, I promise you I'm not answering one question about CPI today. I gave you guys a super in-depth answer yesterday. I'm not answering the question on CPI today. Don't even ask me.
Yeah, Chad. Just go back to yesterday's one. Keegan did a very in-depth analysis. But Chad, we are ready to go. I hope you guys are ready. I hope you had your coffee, your tea. To the Muslim brothers, I think I don't know. I don't know if you guys are allowed to have water during the fast, but yeah. So I hope you've got your water ready. I'm fasting a little bit with you guys till lunchtime, but then I'm breaking my fast. But alright, official noisy boy, how's it going, my brother? Hope you guys are well. Chad, actually before we start, let's just start off with the prayer. Let's get the creator in here, and let's just bless this meeting before we start. So our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Amen. Where two or more gathered and are in agreement, there shall be. 1, 2, beautiful. So we've got agreement here. Chad, beautiful. Amen, amen. Let's get straight into today. We had some PPI. Keeks, I've got this weird. Is that the aircon I'm hearing in the mics? Could be.
Yeah.
All right. No, that's fine.
Yeah, it is the aircon.
Okay.
This thing is blasting, yeah.
Okay. We'll put it down a little bit later. I'm just cooking. Black was a mistake, Chad. I'm just letting you guys know black was a mistake. But anyway, you know what they say about black. All right, Chad, let's go. Euro CPI came out as expected, nothing changing there. So neutral. Unemployment out of Britain increasing to 3.9 and actually minus 21k on the jobs. So I would say relatively more towards the negative side for pound, if I'm very honest. Just looking at the data, and then obviously the big one this afternoon, 230 CPI, baby. I'll talk about CPI as well. I didn't give you guys my in-depth analysis, so be sure to stay tuned for that. I'm going to chat about CPI today. I'm going to give you the beans for CPI today and what I expect. So Chad, DXY on the daily yesterday, as mentioned, go and check yesterday's analysis. I told you guys, just purely looking at the 6 days, I'm lying, it's not 6, is it 6? It is 6 days worth of decline. I mentioned when are we going to start pulling back. And what I can already tell you is that we closed bullish yesterday, taking out a previous daily high. So while we trade above this level today, I'm going to lean towards the bullish side for a pullback. Where can we pull back to? I'm thinking as a minimum, we can pull back to this weird little gap here on the daily. So 103, that's the level that I'm potentially targeting. So this little box here, if you want to screenshot this, I'm going to give you the opportunity. 3, 2, 1, beautiful, Chad. So let's keep it moving. And on the 5 minute, what do we have on the 5? Let's quickly see what's happening. Very, very ugly on the 5. As expected yesterday, holding that yearly pivot. Asia low still intact. Asia highs have been taken. I would not be surprised, Chad, if during CPI we do something like this, or maybe even before CPI, trade all the way down to this yearly pivot and then actually create the low of the day there. So I'm just going to wait for price to develop, but currently if we cannot hold above this daily pivot level and this 200 EMA, I'm expecting price to go lower, to go and retest this yearly pivot level. Because also, look at this, Chad, yesterday breaking away from that yearly pivot level without a retest. So I'm leaning towards early bearish price action on the dollar to later potentially turn bullish, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. So give me a second here to finish the analysis. Not DXY, US30, I'm neutral on the week, neutral on the day. And the reason I was neutral is because we've closed one single bearish ab roller candle here, and we closed bearish up against this previous resistance area, and I told you guys there's the outside chance that we can still close above it, and I'm gonna lean towards the bull side early this morning, purely due to the fact that yesterday, let me show you something about liquidity on the daily. So look what yesterday's candle did. It took out a previous daily low, flipped back bullish, and now closed bullish. So there is the chance, and also we've taken out yesterday's highs, so there is the outside chance that we go all the way back up to these all-time highs up here. So just keep that in mind. Also, be very, very careful. All of this could still be a fake out for us to later today actually be trading back down all the way here. So key level, very, very simple for me going into this session, is going to be 38,788. That's the only thing you need to focus today. That's the only level you need to be monitoring today. And whatever happens here, which is also the Asia low, whatever happens here, this is going to dictate where price is going. One thing I do have to say about the 80 though is that even though we're pushing up, the 80 is flat, so not a lot of volume in this move up. So as you can see, 80 not showing any real volume in the market, and you can see this move up was driven by low liquidity. So I'm going to wait for price to develop. I'm going to suggest that you guys set some alerts here, 38,790. And we're going to see what we do there a little bit later. On the daily for Nasdaq, let's quickly look at the daily. So again, I mentioned to you guys for the week, this is most probably going to be the majority of your weekly range, 18,290 to 7,958. So bearish below here, and then obviously if we can hold here, bullish to go and test this level up here. So keep that in mind. This is a range, this is a daily range that we are in. No bottom wick on the daily, very, very interesting. 80 however starting to show some signs of wanting to move higher, even though it's also still flat. So again, showing me relatively low volume in the markets. I'm going to go with, this is the weekly pivot, so two levels for me to monitor going into this session. Weekly pivot, that is what I want to monitor. Thank you so much, Mosky. The weekly pivot here, and then obviously this key level and the daily pivot all the way down here. So two levels to monitor. And would I want to short into this? I don't know. The short scenario can only play out for me if we do something like this. If we can test and reject this daily R1, then 100%. Otherwise, the longer we stay above this R1, the more likely we're going to have a trending day to the upside. So before I throw over to Keegs, let me just quickly check at what Asia did overnight. Nikkei closing flat on the day, minus 0.6, and then Hang Seng, damn. Chad, what did I say about strong like Hong Kong? This thing is up 3.5%. Holy smokes, things are heated in China. Bulls are loose. Bulls are on the loose. Chad, but over to my boy Keegs here for that dollar analysis. Please don't ask him about bullish or bearish. But anyways, Chad, Keegs, you're alive, baby.
Alright, guys. So getting into DXY, literally as you spoke about yesterday, I said to you guys, I want to see us retest this level before we basically have that continuation to the downside. So obviously, first thing we're looking at is this pullback before we can see that momentum come in. So yesterday, already ticking those boxes for us on the low. On the 4 hour, you can see we've got this zone over here. So basically where we had this initial break to the downside, we'll look at something like that. So we had our break, breakout, literally pull back, hold that level to now continue again. So as we start breaking it down, you'll just see how those levels are starting to hold, perfectly lining up over here. Our breakaway, fake outs, breakaway again, breakaway with our top retest. So you can see where that level comes into play. Again, I always talk to you guys about this. You know, if you get something like this now, you've basically got your Asia range with your daily pivot and EQ right slap in the middle. You can expect massive volume today. This thing's going to start pushing, and it's going to push one way. So obviously we can see now we've got Asia lows tested. We gapped open this morning, filling that gap almost immediately, coming down to test the zone, holding that zone again, going back up to Asia highs, failing to test Asia lows, holding the EQ and the daily pivot, and now looking like we want to start breaking out of Asia highs. So we'll keep an eye on this if it breaks and starts running, or are we going to just literally consolidate the whole day until we get CPI. So we'll keep an eye out for that with DXY. But again, I don't think you're going to get really any massive move. This thing possibly could just start running already today. As we said, we want to be going for this weekly pivot, daily key level retest over there. Otherwise, we can even just see something. Maybe it can break and run to the R1 and then pull back for that little consolidation again before CPI. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Going over to NAS. NAS, I am still actually a bit more bullish, but we're going to keep an eye out what happens there. The thing is, I want to even actually flip a bit more neutral now. We obviously are bearish on US30, but we're going to go neutral on NAS today, purely because now we did get a daily closure below there, and we did go test taking out those lows over there. So that is purely why I'm going to go neutral as well. Now we've now traded all the way back up, but again, massive one-way momentum at the weekly pivot. So this is going to be quite an interesting area for us now. Are we going to hold the weekly pivot? As you can see, we had a massive rejection off of it, and now holding rejection underneath it, under this little zone over there. So very similar to what you saw with the XY. Massive bearish candle, the pullback into a level of resistance, and now trading back down. If we can get back into Asia highs, very good chance we can come down for Asia lows. Again, you also take note when we're talking about this daily pivot and EQ all the way down here. So we know NAS and USD love to go test that. So again, very good possibility of that sell-off coming in here, purely because of that. Then US30, you'll see as well. Now we are bearish, trading bullish. Now US30 for me is the one that's a bit more trickier this time, purely because you've held the support again, trading all the way back up into this resistance, closing in the resistance. But again, first thing about the daily is you've opened up above that, but no bottom wick at all. So we do know we want to come down to set that bottom wick. Again, straight one-way momentum. So when we start breaking it down again, very similar. You can see the same thing happening. Traded down, setting that Asia low, trading right back up. This resistance area, if you want to talk about having resistance being broken, this is not a retest. It never ever retested the breakaway. So that retest is still coming with these weak Asia lows. So don't be too scared of that not happening. So we can definitely see that pullback coming in. Same thing as NAS. You get into this Asia range, definitely can see the sell-off going for this retest, and then almost a consolidation before news comes out. I am moving everything all over the place. And then same thing, daily pivot EQ very much far down on the day. So we'll keep our eyes out for that.
Thanks, Keeks. Chad, over to gold. Hope you guys are ready. Oh, this thing is... Give me 1 second, Chad. This thing is on its way out here. Keegan gets rough and rowdy during the NYSE session.
I love how it's automatically me now.
No, I'm kidding. Chad, over to gold. Yesterday we mentioned at some stage we are going to start pulling back. Keegan also mentioned that there's that outside possibility where CPI today could even drive this thing. We could actually take out 3-4 days worth of price action very quickly if there's a fire sale happening on gold. One thing I do need to note is that earlier in the session, actually I think during Asia, we took out yesterday's low. So I'm going to say once we re-break yesterday's low, that could be an area for us to monitor for sell continuations. Otherwise, if we can't get back below that 2175, then I think this was purely just the liquidity to continue higher. On the day, I'm going to go neutral purely due to the fact that we've got massive data coming out a little bit later today. And just purely looking at the low volume moves from yesterday, I think everybody is placing their bets after the CPI, because that's obviously going to basically force the Fed's hand as to what they are going to do at the next meeting, and also what's going to be said at the next meeting. So very important for us to be very adaptive here today. Massive Asia range, price trading all the way down from 2184 to 2177. And as you can see there's that S1, there's that previous daily low level, and that's also weirdly enough the 2175 level. So if you go over to the grid we use for gold, that is the level that I will be monitoring for potential shorting opportunities, as the 80 is also starting now to trade below the 200. Still pointing bullish though, have to keep that in mind. So still pointing bullish, and I can only really get bullish on gold once we start trading back above 2180. So if this was purely the liquidity grab for earlier in the session, trading below the Asia lows and then trading back above the EMAs, trading back above 2180, then I can target the Asia highs. So very simple for me. Trading gold this morning, 2175, that's going to be my sell level. Trades below there, potential structure breaks, retest, that is the key level that I'll be monitoring for the session. And then as well as 2180, we already have that set here, that key level. So very simple for me. I think while we're on gold, I'm going to get Keegan also to give his input on gold. So Keegs, if you would, gold for the Chad.
All right, so again, another thing Chris has mentioned there for you guys. I said yesterday when we were trading, you'll see over there, our daily pivot was basically over here. That's what we were bouncing off of. And the thing for me is we wanted that sweep. So if you guys remember yesterday, I said to you this was your Asia range. You had these low Asia lows. And I said to you guys we wanted the sweep, which we got over here, and the trade back in. So if you guys were paying attention, you would have caught those buys, but I was locked in on something else yesterday. So I unfortunately missed it. But again, we didn't even test Asia highs. Asia highs literally remain untested. I said to you guys, when this happened, you'll see there we already were getting to like 430. There's 5. Asia highs, remember, were up here. So you're still not testing. I said to the guys, listen, you can kill it, because this time of the day, market's just going to range. And that is exactly what happened. But the thing is, you're losing that momentum now. So Asia highs over here now. You've actually, when you think of it this way, this was an Asia high. Okay, that was your Asia high. Your Asia highs have now dropped to a new level of support and resistance. So you can see that over there. You're building the strength to keep the gold away from that now. So like Chris says, you're either going to drop lower to build up that liquidity to break through. But again, for me personally, even 2180, you need to break that for those buys. But again, at that point in time, it's a scalped. You're not doing any swings over there. So personally, you could even see something of that breaking at 2180, holding to almost just get that daily EQ, daily pivot retest from the break now to actually hold that as resistance. And from there, again, another failure of Asia highs, and you'll see us start trading back down again. The way we've been trading, it's just a simple case of, I always say to you guys, this was the move here, the break, which turned out being the fake out. And I always say to you guys, doesn't mean the move was wrong, just means you entered at the wrong time. So that was that breakout that got everyone. This could have been the fake out. You're going to start seeing that re-break, something like that, and there will be your sell-off later on. So definitely what is going on? Definitely am aware of the sells today coming in, but at the same time, like we said, if this thing does break, it's a key area of 2180 needs to be broken. Then see what happens at the daily pivot EQ. And again, I think this is just a good thing of trade management. If you can manage this trade beautifully, monitor your stops, move that stop loss with your trade the whole time, that you can run with this thing if CPI comes out like that. So again, very much a trade day. I want to say it's purely reaction today. Have your areas where basically you know, if I'm going above here, I'm looking for buys. If I go below here, I'm looking for sells.
All right, Chad, just answering that question, no, you don't need a Vault Markets account. Remember, Vault Markets, Vault Fund are two separate entities. So once you register on Vault Funder, you will get your Vault Markets trading account. So Vault Markets is only the broker Hope that answers the question. S&R with a young dono. Beautiful. Thank you so much, S&R, for that dono.
Another day, another dollar.
Yo, another day, another good dollar. Beautiful, Chad. Let's get this going. 8 minutes left before the markets, before we open up these markets. GBP USD weekly is neutral for me. Why is the weekly in neutral? Wait. The weekly is bullish. Sorry, Chad. For some reason, this thing does not save the weekly is bullish.
It's setting you up for failure.
The weekly is bullish. The daily for me is neutral due to the fact that we are now retesting that breakout area. So remember, one of two things can happen here. This could be a fake out for us to close back inside of the range and come all the way down. But very, very simple, Chad. GBP USD, the only thing you need to monitor is this tiny little zone right here. The weekly pivot, that key level. I'm going to give you the center of that 12800. Weirdly enough, also a round number. You know what we do with round numbers. We trade off them. So 5 minute time frame, what do we have? 80 is relatively chalked at this stage, relatively flat. Again, as expected, we've got a lot of data coming out this week, so don't expect any major directional moves up until the data. But very, very key for me is what are we going to be doing at this weekly pivot level, also this round number. So very simple for me. Going into the session, we already have our alert there. Whatever we do here, that's what I'm going to trade. Already showing us that we want to trade below the Asia lows. Ideally, a nice retest of Asia lows, a rejection there, and we could get into some shorts and then maybe even add on our shorts once we break this weekly pivot and weekly low. That is going to be the weekly low. Yes, correct. So very simple. What do we expect at a weekly low, daily low, session low? We expect volume. So very, very simple to trade that. Daily for me on Euro USD, weekly is bullish. Daily is neutral. No, daily is bearish. What am I talking about? This thing did not save my analysis, Chad. But anyways, we've got a confirmed resistance here. So I'm going to lean towards the bear side while we are trading below this resistance. Can only get very bullish again once we break that. That is then a breakout continuation pattern. Otherwise, we're going to come all the way back to this 10900. And weekly pivot, very simple. You want to see what we're doing after CPI here at the weekly pivot. Still within the Asia range. 80 is still looking relatively bullish. So going to wait for price to develop. Very, very ugly little megaphone pattern here. Back in the day, some of you would have seen this and said, oh, this is a reversal pattern. I don't know what pattern that is, but let me know once you find out. UJ daily time frame, what do we have on the daily? Beautiful. Holding that support level yesterday, that's why we were neutral on the week. Daily was bearish as well yesterday, closed bearish, but this morning breaking yesterday's high. And very, very simple for me. UJ, key level to monitor, 147.36. Hope you guys caught that. 5 minute, what are we looking at? 80 is looking relatively bullish this morning. Already taking Asia highs, already trading against the R2. And very simple for me, I want to see what we do here at the R1. If we can hold above that R1, I'm going to try and get long in this. Long and strong, not like Hong Kong, but more like Tokyo. So let's see. GJ daily time frame, what do we have on the daily for GJ? Still looking relatively bearish. This daily tried to flip bullish, now all the way back down to this key level. Very simple for me. Whatever we do at 188.39, screenshot that 321. That is what you are going to decide based off that level. What is the 80 doing? 80 is still looking fairly bullish. Asia lows still intact, round number, so we've got a few levels to monitor in this session. Asia lows, round number, this little zone here, important to see what we do there, and then ultimately Asia highs. So we're going to see how price develops into the session. EJ, let's look at EJ daily. Beautiful, taking out the previous daily high, rejecting that monthly pivot level, and I'm gonna need to go potentially bullish on this. If we can hold above yesterday's high, let me just change UJ. What did I say on the daily? Daily is also bullish for me. Give me 1 second, Chad. Just want to make sure that we are correct. GJ still bearish, didn't break yesterday's high, and then EJ bullish on the day. Beautiful. Let's check the 5 minute. Quite a bit of levels to monitor here. Asia highs, monthly pivot level 161. Very simple. Whatever we do here, that is what is going to dictate what I will be doing. Keegs, over to you. You've got a little bit more than 2 minutes, and then we'll open this market.
All right, guys. So GU, I'm actually going bearish, but neutral on the weekly still, purely because obviously if you have a weekly candle like this, we've broken how many key levels, we've got to be there. But at the same time, a big candle like this has got to be retraced, at least 50% of that candle. So my first thing is, now the thing is, you start breaking for that retracement under those key levels again. The big question comes when you want to go back up. Can you break up, or will that be held as resistance? So that's where the neutral comes in. But on the weekly, on the daily, sorry, it's just simple. You can see we've broken key levels just with everything else broken today. Literally traded up for that key level, tested the key level, and melting off now to go down next key level. So definitely am bearish, but I do think GU we've missed the move there. I don't think there's much really anything. That was with the news coming out perfect. As I said, Asia low set, Asia highs, traded, tested the daily key level, another retest, and then just absolute waterfall. So for me, GU, we've missed that one. Going over to EU, we still very much neutral, because end of the day now, you just same with the weekly, you had a massive weekly, but now we've traded down, having that pullback to a key level, and we seem to be holding that key level. First a rejection, the next day another bearish, but rejection with a closure, both above. Now today again testing it and already turning bullish. So I am in a very neutral position with EU. Obviously that can very much change quickly today with news coming out, massive dollar news. So this really can determine what this does for the rest of the week. But we've got these zones playing out at the moment. So we've got weak Asia lows. So again, now if we're going to just go technical, trading all the way back up, you've tested all that, breaking back under this little resistance zone. If we can hold that and see the daily EQ, and then trading back down for these weak Asia lows, very good chance we can see the sell off. So I think even though we're neutral, I'm probably going to look for the sells on EU as well. Then going over to the yen pairs, GJ, I'm still very much bearish. We did break that key level with the closure underneath. So when it comes to the 4 hour, very much happens, depends what happens here. Now we had a very strong bullish push, but obviously with today's news we're melting back down. So key thing again, once we break a zone we have to retest it, and only until that holds I can flip bullish. So for me personally, I need to see this candle close above, or do we break back under as the fake out to continue lower. So on the 15 we're going to see almost the same thing as what EU's done, that straight one way momentum since opening up, testing your Asia highs, the fake out to the top side, now trading back down, breaking under the EQ, underneath the daily pivot, and now we're at that key level. So if we start breaking below, good chance we can go for the weak Asia lows and see that continuation to the downside. EJ, I'm also very much bearish, but again, having this massive push to the top side now. So we'll just see what happens there. Trading up, testing that 200 on the 4 hour. Again, big bullish push, but we just need to see what happens there now. You've basically got these support zones you can watch out for. We start breaking under this, very easy to see us trade down to that EQ, daily pivot, and the weak Asia lows again. So I'm just going to set some alerts when we get to that zone, see if we can maybe get in on EJ. And then lastly, UJ. I've actually flipped bullish, and that's not purely because we traded down, almost getting that key level, falling a little bit short. But again, closing back above the S1 the next day, holding that S1 on the day. Now we've seen our bottom wick and turning around bullish again, purely because I'm happy to take this shot at it because of obviously the big news coming out today. But when you start dropping down, very much a similar thing. Again, your daily pivot EQ quite low on the day, but trading one way. So I think the same thing is, if this somehow pulls all the way back down, we want to see it hold its ground at the daily pivot EQ. Because if we can do that, that's a good chance we can start trading back up, take Asia highs again, and continuation. Or there's 3 scenarios. So we can either break again now, hold that R2, and then continuation from there. Or lastly, we trade all that way back down, breaking those Asia lows, and we can see that continuation to the downside, not holding the retest on the break on the 4 hour. But again, with dollar strength starting to show, with dollar expecting for that pullback, I am leaning more to the bullish side with UJ.
Beautiful chat. I almost wanted to say Keeks is open, but he's not open. He's taken ladies for the ladies in the chat. Unfortunately, I'm also taken, but there's some other guys in the chat that we can maybe vouch for. But chat, markets are open and in motion. Big day CPI. We're going to go through it as the session progresses. I'm going to give you guys the play for CPI. Very simple going into it. And I'm going to ask you guys to let's bump up those likes to at least 100. And once we get to 100, I'm going to give you the full CPI play for the day. And then without further ado, let's get straight into the markets. Let's see what we are going to execute on here. GU already breaking that weekly pivot, already breaking below that key level. So we're going to see what we do here. And then I'm very interested in gold, Chad. This 2175 kicks. You're also looking for shorts, eh?
Yeah.
Beautiful. I'm very interested. I think that's also the weekly low. So very simple trade once we get there. I'm going to definitely get my powder wet. So Vince, what I can suggest is forget trading against your daily buyers for now. First, just master trading with the trend. So don't confuse yourself. Get your entry drills correct. Once you get that, add layer for layer. Don't jump. Don't try and run before you can walk. Don't try and walk before you can crawl. So forget the trading against your daily bias. Keep it simple. Keep it consistent. And then you can start building on that. That is my suggestion, Vince. Very simple. What time is the new Asia range? The new Asia range is now from 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock. 1 o'clock GMT plus 2, and then 6 o'clock GMT plus 2. We sound South African. I would hope so. We've been born here. We've been bred here. Like my boy Driscus Duplessis would say, we live under the African sun. Keeks? We breathe the African air. We are the real Africans. That touched a few people when Driscus said that. So do we trade DAX now? John Lee got caught there multiple times yesterday. Yeah, gold was a little bit tricky. Bullish megaphone. Oh, is it bullish? I was wondering. About that bullish. I always thought that megaphone is a reversal pattern.
Well, now you know.
Now I know.
Learning every day.
Alright, Chatadonia. Gold, baby. This is what we are looking at. Did I set alerts? Okay, our alert is set there. Let me just do this real quick. That is not the daily pivot. Oh, it is. Wait. No, that is not the daily pivot. Alright, Chad. It seems GU definitely the weaker one here this morning, and then EJ the stronger one between all of the yen pairs. So we've got quite a bit of levels to work through here. And then UJ also bouncing back above this this key level here, so very interesting for me. And then obviously GJ is closer to this half round and to this daily pivot, but data obviously coming out a little bit weaker than expected. So we're gonna have to make our choice here. There's definitely some trades on the table here today, Chad. Definitely the opportunity to get those gunpowders wet here. Chad, but I was yesterday. I took a loss on UJ. Just want to show you guys where I took that loss. Yeah, me and Mo literally caught the high of the day. Actually, very silly. I was busy with editing that reel We executed once this candle pulled back a little bit here. Trade pushed up like 5, 6, 7 pips. And I should have gone break even, but I wasn't really focused because this was the session high right there. So we created that session high, and you guys know already when we talk about a session high, you want to see volume. So technically I should have closed right back at entry here once we rejected the session high, but by the time I looked at the chart again, we were trading here and I killed the trade here for -8. So bad, I wouldn't say bad trade management, just bad trading in general, due to the fact that I wasn't locked into the charts. Should have never even taken the trade if I'm busy with something else. So lesson to be learned there. If you're not dialed in, if you're not focused, you can't expect to get the results. So don't try and multitask while you are trading. Rather step away from the desk, do the other work you want to do, and then keep it moving. Kiggs, you guys also took a young buzz cut yesterday on that
Nas was like, bro, let me show you something.
That thing was volatile, my dude.
All part of it, eh? It was actually quite funny though. To be fair, like, if you talk percentage, like, I also should have gone break even, because that thing was like 3/4 to my TP.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought you guys were already, or maybe taking something off.
No. Your boy was, I don't know what I was doing yesterday.
I think sometimes we get relaxed. Like, I was way too relaxed entering that trade yesterday. But I like gold this morning, Chad. Really, really like gold. And then also GU. So let's see what we get here. Yen pairs are also just going to wait for that 15-minute shuffle, 5 minutes, 20 seconds to go, and then we can start looking at some young executions here. So just keep in mind, EJ the stronger one here this morning, eh? Just purely looking at the percentages. Just got the challenge. Thanks for your help. Beautiful, Chadley. Good luck, my brother. Who's back now? What's up, gentlemen? Bright Projects, welcome. Chad, just something I want to discuss. Yesterday, a gentleman came on here bashing the stream, bashing Vault Thunder, bashing everything we do. And we talked it out last night, but again, I just want to urge anybody that comes on here for the first time, I don't mind if you criticize what we do, or if you want to chat about what we're doing. Our DMs are open, but always first make I've learned this in life. If I can give you a lesson, before you can open up your mouth about something, make sure that you've got all the facts. Make sure that you've got factual statements to back up your claims. Otherwise, it's purely emotional statements you're making, and a lot of times in life, remember, this is real life. This is not a TV game. So a lot of times, some things you say can get you in trouble. And I'm not saying what he said yesterday could get him into trouble. I'm just talking in life in general. So make very sure before you say something about someone or somebody's body of work, to come back then and say, listen here, I've reviewed all of your streams, I've reviewed what you've done for the community, and it is not up to standard. You guys are trying to whatever to the community, and I'm more than happy to say, okay, let's look at what you were talking about. But please don't just come onto the streams for the first time and try and bash the body of work that we have put in here, because a lot of you can attest to what we've done for this community, what we do every single day, showing up on time every single day. We don't miss a session unless we are traveling or unless there's load shedding. So please, guys, If you are new here for the first time, stick around, see what we do, and if you feel that it's not for you, great. But again, like I mentioned to that gentleman yesterday, you cannot fault our intent. We're not perfect human beings. Sometimes we will get a little bit emotional if somebody comes on here. Sometimes we will be out of line. We are still human beings, but at the end of the day, the intent is pure from our hearts, what we're trying to do here. So again, I chatted to that gentleman on IG yesterday, and I said, dude, my DMs are open. I'm not closed off towards any criticism. By all means, you can provide positive criticism, but please don't just from the word go start bashing. Ayononese, good morning. I see good work here, watching from Kenya.
Hey.
Beautiful, Kenya representing. Chad, let me know where you guys are from. Kenya, strong, almost wanted to say strong and long, but only thing from Kenya that I can think that's long is the runners can run for a very long time. And believe me, coming from a coastal region, going up into middle Africa, try running there for an hour. Your lungs feel like they collapsed. When I was in Zambia, there in between Congo and Zambia, tried running there for an hour. I was choked. Elevation there is quite hectic. Guys, when are you coming to Durban?
Sure.
We haven't thought about Durban. Jeremy, good morning, my brother. I hope you have a beautiful day. Chris, you are the realist. Don't give a...
I'm just thinking about it now, how Chris fights for his life in the heat, and then you want Chris to go to Durban.
Yes, dude. I'm a sweaty dude. Like my body is just a bundle of heat, and
Yes, sis. You see what happened to US30?
now, yeah, just going straight for that key level. Devin, it's not really. I care what people say, because ultimately, that person is still a human being. That's how I see it. That there's a reason somebody acts out, and if I can reach that person, even just have a conversation with him, then you could potentially positively impact that person's life. So it's not necessarily that I go around and I don't care what anybody says, but usually when somebody comes out like that, there's an emotional trigger, and a lot of times you can't take it at face value. There's something deeper going on there, and that is ultimately what I want to do. So I don't throw away anybody, even if there's even people on the stream that we had issues with, that eventually came back and we mediated things, and again we make mistakes as humans, but it's that thing of being a man to say, listen, yeah, I messed up, let's move forward. And I will always be the guy to say 100%, bro, I'm not gonna carry any grudge. Whatever was said, that's in the past, let's move forward. So yeah.
Oh, the DXYs make his little run.
Yeah.
This is already a analysis this morning playing out like pretty spot on.
Okay, Chad, GBP USD. Okay, we didn't get that test on the weekly pivot. Yeah, Chad. Here's the thing, though. I'll rather wait for gold. Gold is still a cleaner setup for me. I would love to first get this retest out of the way. Otherwise, that untested level is still going to sit there. And the yen pair is doing what's expected. We're gonna wait for those retests on these key levels, and then once we get those key level tests, we can see if we can start getting some structure breaks. I just want to set an alert here on the round number. Wait, let me just see if we don't already have one there. No, we don't, because I've got so many alerts.
Interesting, bro. I'll never forget. Like, obviously, when your alerts go off, they're done. But I'll never forget the one day when I was logging in on mine.
Yeah.
This man, guys, I promise you not. Like, I'm losing my mind over having this bloody 2 here by my notifications. You had like 74 or something. And I was like, yes, sis.
Here's the thing though, I never used notifications, but I realized like you get so zoned in, and a lot of times you will miss something, and by the time you get onto that chart, so notifications for me has become like a staple in my trading.
Yeah.
Like, you can't trade without it. I always thought like, yo, these noobs trading with notifications, why don't you just watch the chart? Chad, I'm looking at this GU. Chad, a very aggressive play. If you are feeling a little bit frisky here, is if this candle closes bearish, and you just wait for, that's if it closes below here, you just wait for a little bit of a top wick to form, and you put a sell stop below the session low. So very aggressive play if anyone's keen to get their powder wet here. I'm not going to take it, purely due to the fact that I've opened up with a -8 pip on the week. And you can be very aggressive with your stop. You can have like a 6-7 pip stop. And then as soon as it breaks it, even if it goes 3, 4, 5 pips into profit, you just immediately bring it to break even. Because again, this is the session low, the daily low, the weekly low. And if it breaks there, there's going to be volume in that move, and you can go for your 1-to-1. So, okay, we didn't close below there, but still, you can still have like a sell stop there. And then if it closes bullish, if a 5-minute closes bullish after breaking that low, you just kill it there, because it shouldn't stall at this level. So that's a very, very aggressive play for anyone that wants to take it. And you're expecting that liquidation of guys trying to buy this move up. I'm a little bit too slow these days with sell stops and buy stops, but this is a valid setup. So we can just paper trade this for you guys to see it play out, and then in future you can maybe add this to your toolbox of trade tools to use. I'm not in it, just disclaiming, I'm not trading this. This is just something that in the past I have traded. And very simple here, you don't want to mess around here. If this current 5-minute candle closes bullish, you out, you kill it immediately. So just a little tip for you. What is this, 2 pips? Yeah. I would say, yeah, if you execute it on this 2784, go break even, rush those stops to break even. Shouldn't hang around here if it's going to go lower. So keep that in mind. Just want to see how this plays out. What's gold doing? Gold still there at Asia lows. Euro USD at the daily pivot. 80 still bullish though. UJ starting to hold Asia highs now. GJ also holding That daily pivot. EJ in a little bit of no man's land. I would love for it to actually test that 161. So let's see. I might. Yeah, GJ is not the one. DXY obviously rejecting this session high currently. US30 back to that key level. Nasdaq rejecting daily pivot. Alright, GU. So 2 minutes, let's see. Let's see, 2 minutes. Again, if this thing closes slightly bullish, you just kill the trade. It shouldn't hang around you if it's going to push. You're gonna see that volume here at the session low, weekly low. Otherwise, this thing's coming back for that daily pivot test. This is purely for educational purposes. So let's see. I'm short on NAS under daily pivot. Ah, beautiful. Checks. What are you doing, brother? Killing the markets. Well done, my bro. Beautiful, beautiful to see the guys winning. That's what it's about. We're not in competition here with anyone but ourselves. That is alright, Chad. As mentioned, once you hit that level, then you can go break even. And technically, this next 5 should not have a massive top wick. Very little top wick, and then just continue to drive to the downside. So this is purely for educational purposes. And again, you can use this method. We've talked about it. I use it in my trade management. This is also a little trading strategy you can use if you are a scalper. But there you go. Powder wet, stops at break even, and you could potentially grab some pips. Who grabbed that GU trade?
Naughty.
No, I'm just sharing here from my machine gunning days back in the day. Yeah, so very little top wick, and then it should continue lower if it is going to drive. This was my food back in the day. Like, I would grab my 10 pips, in and out, done. Heart rate elevated, blood pressure very high. 50, 75 lots. I know Mo took it, 100%. That man is... Chad, 30 more likes. Let's get it up, baby. Then we're going to give you the playbook for CPI, and then maybe you guys can ask Keegan. Buy, stop, sell, stop. Keegs, what is your bias for CPI?
If it goes up, I'm gonna buy it. If it goes down, I'm gonna sell it. Yeah, I think that's the plan of action. You just gotta be careful. It's a risky game. Takes a lot of skill.
Are the influencers doing a CPI thing again? That 200 Rand for one.
I'm sure they are. I think they're just not maybe marketing it as hard, because I think they've gone like
trade
4 for 4 with losses
us
now. So I think they're just like chilling out a little bit.
Raja Banks has got a very, very bad hit rate on fundamentals. But this is the thing about having a B-book broker like what Raja's got. That is like money for nothing. If he goes on there and he knows there's maybe 2,000-3,000 traders on there, and he is smiling all the way to the bank as he gets them all wrecked with the slippage. That is most probably the worst advice you can ever give somebody, to trade with a buy stop and a sell stop into one of the most volatile news releases, where you are going to get slipped, where you are going to get a bad fill, and he is just loving it. That is why I bought that Rolls Royce. You think that Rolls Royce came from only having your own broker? That's from wrecking guys on a stream, telling them to use sell stops and buy stops. Only thing Raja's chopping is chopping his traders' accounts. Raja Chopper. Ah, that man. Yeah, no, he's a big scammer, dude. Like, and you know what the weird thing was? Many years ago, I honestly had respect for the guy. That's the weird thing. And then I started seeing through his tactics, and I was like, nah, bro, this guy doesn't know shit. This guy doesn't know anything. And then it started making sense that everything he's ever done was, if you listen to his podcast, he was either in door-to-door sales, he was then on the oil rigs, and there's always the sales thing. Like magic keys is something you sell, then his market fluidity is again something you sell. He started with DVDs, so he's a very, very good salesman. We can give him that credit. He's a very good marketer, and then he also disclosed he paid something like $30,000-$40,000 on marketing courses. So the dude knows how to market. When it comes to trading, he's got absolutely zero clue. He's got zero clue. Trading those little range breaks. So I can't even believe, yeah. And I paid for it. Years ago, I was like, who is this guy? I think I paid $500 for, this is the strategy. This is literally Raja Banks' strategy. So there's an impulsive move. Let's call it, let me give it to you. Then you never have to pay for his strategy. So let's go on the 15 minute. Okay, so you see all of this. This is what he calls clear traffic. So whenever there's some type of support formed here, or even this candle, he'll have buy stops above that candle, expecting price now to go and retest that breakout level. And that's all he does. So he'll look at this range here, and he would say, okay, this range here, sell stops below here, expecting price to go lower, buy stops above there, and that's his strategy. And his hit rate is obviously terrible if you've got any clue as to what he's doing. Yeah, dude, I think I still have my logins. I don't know where it is, but yeah, I think I watched like 3 videos and I was like, what cookie cutter bullshit is this guy selling? And that's when I saw, like, if you can market well, you can sell, you can even sell a EMA crossover strategy. So yeah, he's a very, very good marketer. I have to give it to him. The Raja Chopper bot. actually find it disgusting. Yeah, dude, this industry is very disgusting. Sia Peasy, good morning, good morning. The only thing Raja taught me is the way candles print. ICT also teaches about the open, high, low, close. But yeah, Raja, no respect for him. Also, John Lee also paid. Yeah, John, I don't know how many people he's got in now, but magic keys, not bad, but technically there's only 3 buttons that you use. The rest is just a place filler. The rest is just a place filler. US CPI might be the most watched fundamental event this week. I agree with you. I think a lot of us, once we get to 100 likes, I'm going to share with you guys. Best liquidity, yes. Definitely going to be moves in Doorbell. Hey, Elliott Wave, my bro. Elliott Wave was another. Tried Roger sell stops on gold. Got murdered vannacht. Hey, bro. Believe me, I've been there. Thing is, I just had enough brains to say to myself, bro, you've seen Raja get killed every single month on these CPI events. Why are you doing what he's doing? Chad, beautiful trade here if you took it. Just not... if I had some bullets in the chamber from yesterday's trade, I would have definitely taken this. But good educational section here, just showing you where points of liquidity are in the market and how to execute on them. And as mentioned, shouldn't expect a massive top wick, but this thing is running beautifully. If you took it, well done. If you didn't take it, at least you learned something here today when it comes to liquidity and when it comes to actual volume. This is high nodes of volume in the market, either for continuations or for reversals. So one of 2 things can happen at these lows or session highs. I always talk about it. Again, this is not in any book. This is me seeing it and journaling it and then realizing, shit, the trades sometimes that don't work are the ones that are at the session lows or at the session highs. And then how do I get into it the times it did work? So nice little lesson there for you guys. Still monitoring gold here. Keegs, where's your level on gold, brother?
I'll tell you now. What did I have an alert there for? The key level. Okay. Gold is... Where is my level? For buys or for sells?
No, for the sell. Is that the EQ?
Which one?
That line you've got there at 177. That line that you've got there with price. What is that? Asia lows.
Yeah.
Okay.
EQ is up here.
You wouldn't consider a sell from those Asia lows or not?
I definitely would. That's what I was just looking at now over here. Is basically this zone, as we said, broke but never could hold. So I think if we could even break under this 2176, I'd actually look for the sells.
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit impatient here.
Yeah, I think if I had to take it now, it would be under 2176.
I think my ADHD is getting the better of. I want to get my powder wet. Chad, as mentioned, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about this real quick before we go over to the NFP discussion. 3 more likes and then we're going to get going. I just want to take a sip of my water here real quick. All right, let's quickly chat about this, guys. I've mentioned to you guys before that even though I've got X amount of years experience and Keegan's got X amount of years experience, we still fight the same urges as you guys. We also want to be in trades every single session. We also want to take big trades. We also want to sometimes throw a 50 lot or a 75 lot. We also have FOMO when there's a move and we were hesitant and we didn't execute on it. So please realize this. This is
who are we talking to? I think it was in the top trader thing where we were talking about it, and he was like, "Oh, so you're telling me like it doesn't go away?"
No, it doesn't go. People think that that is still a human urge that we get, and it's still a human emotion. The only thing that you improve on is keeping that under tap. So you get to a level where it's like, okay, I'm getting this feeling and I can put it out, because what's driving me is my trading plan and my discipline to stick to my trading plan and my trade management plan.
Yeah.
But it never goes away, Chad. Don't get like Mo the other day asked me, and I can see he's getting anxious. The man wants to throw some darts at the market, and I'm like, bro, I'm with you. I also want to throw 3-4 darts here at the market, but we got to wait for our session to firstly start. We're not going to trade pre-market, and then after our session has started, we're going to wait for our setup.
Yeah.
And that is just something I want to chat about. Chris holding a 5 liter with one hand is crazy. Concerta and coffee will kick that. Hey, brother, that Concerta is a beautiful thing. Beautiful, beautiful supplement. I actually have it here, but I can't take it. The Newcon. Beautiful, beautiful product, Chad. I first need to get rid of my anxiety before I can get back on these bad boys. Keegs, you've never used it, eh? So for guys that have ADHD, it's like heaven, dude. The focus you have, it is insane. I have to say I abused it a little bit because I knew the amount of energy it gives you. So I would only sleep like 4 hours a day, wake up like a train wreck, have my cup of coffee and a Concerta, and within 10 minutes you feel like you've had the best sleep ever. You're energized, your mind is clear. And so I definitely abused the supplement. ADHD boys, hey man, what is it called? This is Newcon. This is just the generic of Concerta. But yeah, it's for ADHD. FOMO, especially after a losing streak. If you don't have a trading plan, you're basically shooting yourself 100% in Dorbo. Preach, my brother. Preach that truth. But again, guys, we are human. We sit on the same toilet. Maybe not exactly the same, but in terms of utility, sitting on the same. How many likes we add? 106, chat. Beautiful. Beautiful, baby.
Nah, Chris is going to give you guys the signal.
All right. Take it with L-theanine. Chris helps with the anxiety when taking MS. I didn't have anxiety up until after my father's death. It only started after that, so I don't know if it's some psychological thing that I haven't dealt with. Maybe I haven't dealt with the death. It was a very sad time in our family. It was a very sad thing for me to see my mom being so sad, and yeah. So I think maybe it could be. I must maybe go and sit down with a psychologist. Maybe it's that trauma. For those of you that don't know, my dad was during C19. He was on the ventilator for almost 3 months, and that was very, very emotional. So I would go every single day before I go to the office. I would stop every morning in front of the hospital and I would just pray. And every single morning stopping there. And I think I told you guys the story. The last time I saw my father was when my mom phoned me and said, listen, the ambulance has picked up your dad. He's on his way to the hospital. He couldn't pack anything, just get in pajamas. I still went to Woolworths, got him like a few sets of pajamas, slippers, and I still joked to my mom. It was before Father's Day, and I still laughed and I said, my dad shouldn't expect a Father's Day gift because these Woolworths pajamas are expensive. And that was the last time I saw my dad. And then the day they phoned us the morning to say, listen, you have to come and greet your dad. And then seeing the state of my dad lying there on the machines, I think that is what caused some trauma for me. And I think that is where the anxiety maybe came in. And then obviously after that, my mother getting shot. So that's why I say, Chad, all of us go through things, and that's why I've got a lot of time for people, because everybody is going through something in their life. So that is why I always, and again, similar to yesterday, when that guy came on you, again, like I said, it's you can't take something for face value. You need to look at what's the underlying state of the reaction that's causing that emotion. But anyways, Chad, just thought I'd share that with you guys. Okay, Chris, I know the feeling the moment your parent is in the hospital, you kind of tell yourself the whole time Neil, I think that hope, my brother, that hope, and then obviously things don't go as planned, and so I don't want to get emotional here on stream, but anyways, Chad, let's go to CPI. I just want to quickly see that we don't miss anything here. This thing playing out beautifully. Let's just see DXY on the high of the session. Okay, US30 breaking that key level. Nasdaq Asia highs currently a little bit jagged there. Definitely going to monitor gold here at the Asia lows. Might even want to take it here on this minor structure break. Keeks, what do you think? I'm thinking
This is on gold.
on the 5 minute, if we maybe a little bit aggressive, but we've got this session low to target.
I see what you want to do. Like, you can, but I'd wait. I'm going to personally wait for a little bit lower.
Okay. No, then we wait. I'm honestly not. I appreciate it, brother. Walk. Really appreciate it. All right, Chad. So let's quickly talk about it. Firstly, so if you think about CPI, we've talked about it. The Fed has clearly stated that inflation has been sticky, and what they mean by sticky is that inflation came down quite nicely, and now it's at a stage where it just doesn't want to go lower. It's like almost sticking around that 3.5, 3.9% level. So what they want to do is they obviously want to bring inflation down, and they obviously also want to slow the labor market. So we still saw the labor market relatively still hot with the headline print, but then hourly earnings came down, which is positive for inflation to come down as well. And then also we thanks so much. Did Keegan not get? Doesn't he want? Okay. Thanks so much, Kate. All right, so now the question is, let's go back to what the data is showing us. So CPI, excluding food and energy, month on month, because remember during that entire Ukraine-Russia scenario, energy is what pushed up inflation, and then those inflationary pressures flowed through to food, because obviously you need more, the cost of fuel is higher, so to transport the goods costs you more. So big one for me is the year-on-year inflation, and then the core one, this consumer price index year-on-year, that basically collectively takes in food, energy, everything. So let's start off with this one on the dashboard. Let's quickly look at it, and let's try and create our thesis here as to what it is we want to see here. So obviously we peaked 2 years ago on June the 10th, and then the lowest point we've hit in since then was 3%, and then you can see here we basically sticking around this above 3% level. So for me today, very, very simple when it comes to the headline inflation number. We are technically in a range if you think of it as analyzing price. Very, very bullish if we get a print above 3.7, because that is the highest print we had to the tail end of last year. And very bearish on the dollar for me, anything below 3%. So if we get something like a 2.8 today, that is going to be very, very bearish for the dollar. But if we get anything above, so let me type it out for you. Oi, gold is doing some moves here. Let me just see here. Okay, let me actually do it on the gold chart so we can see it play out here. So there's two scenarios. So we've got our upper limit and our lower limit. Remember, we're looking at the headline one, the CPI one year on year. So this is my consensus, and whether this is right or wrong, I don't really care. This is just purely from what I know, and if you wanna chip in here, more than happy. This is just the way I see it. So obviously we've got a floor at 3% inflation. That is basically where that's the bottom, if you want to call it that, a 3% inflation bottom on the year-on-year print. So that is the bottom. We haven't traded, listen to me now talking about inflation as a tradable instrument. So we haven't printed below that since the last time we were there was April 2021. So you can see there's almost 3 years that have gone by. And 3% for me is the floor. And then for the upper limit is 3.7. So let's just create these upper limits and lower limits. So 3.7%, and then Keegan can also, Keegan, you don't have to reiterate yourself from yesterday. You can just say yes, no.
Yeah.
Chris, you're talking a lot of smack. Okay, so lower limit, we've got 3%. Upper limit, we've got 3.7%. So anything in between here, for me, I still consider bullish for the dollar. This is now where my thesis comes in. That again, if we cannot break this 3% floor that is here, the Fed is gonna again reiterate that in order for them to get to their 2% inflation target, we need to break this 3% floor. And unless we break that 3%, we're not getting to 2%. It's very, very simple. How do you get from 3 to 2? You need to make up 1%. A median print, if you go and look at what is expected, so they're expecting a 3.1 today, and the previous print was also 3.1. So what I'm considering is anything above 3.1, anything above 3.5, massively, massively bullish. Even a neutral print for me, as expected, is also going to be bullish, because the only way I can solidly get bearish on the dollar is if we get a print below 3% today. And that's as simple as it gets for me. Print below 3% and I will be very, very bearish on the dollar, because then we can start expecting that first rate cut. Then also going to Fed futures. Let's quickly have a look at the Fed futures here, Chad. Let's see. I haven't checked the Fed futures in a while. We've got FOMC in a week's time. So no rate cut for March. No rate cut for May. That is pretty solid there. You can see 82% chance that the market is pricing no rate cut. Then the market is still relatively sold on June. What's going to happen today though, if inflation does not get below that 3% mark, June is going to start repricing, and you could even see this 28.4% come all the way back up, and this will come down. So they're expecting the first rate cut in June. Then they're expecting, okay, this is still relatively mixed. The market is still eyeballing whether we're going to see another cut in July.
My boy's going all in, yeah.
September, they are expecting another, okay, they're still mixed as well. So the market is still relatively mixed from June onwards. So just want to see November quickly. Okay, so Chad, very, very simple. There you've got it. 3% for me. That is ultimately, if we can break that 3% today, heavily, heavily bearish on the dollar. If not, I'm still leaning towards the bull side, kicks. You can just say yay or nay. Give us a thumbs up for that analysis, or a thumbs down. Wait. Let's get this man full screen here. Keeks, chat to me. What are you saying, my other G? Hey, okay, so buy stops, Keeks.
Well, technically sell stops.
On gold, but buy stops on
dollar.
All right, Chad. That is very simple for me.
I gave, as I said, very, very big down confirmation yesterday. The guys as well, we talked about the VIP group. If the guys have checked there, they have got the minimum and maximum numbers today. So again, those numbers get broken today, you're going to see a massive move. I'm only trading if we get a surprise move, because of where we are in markets. A lot of the pairs, all-time highs, things like that. It can literally be a 300 pip move, and that can be a spike and turn around. So unless we get a break in that minimum or maximum, I won't be trading CPI. And if we do get that break, yes, you get to see like 1,000 pips on the table today.
If that inflation, Chad, comes out higher than 3.7, this market is breaking. I'm telling you, this market is getting cracked. Believe me when I say that. 3.7. Don't say I did not warn you. 3.7 is going to spook the market like you wouldn't believe, because that then means, looking at inflation just from a technical point, if you think that this is what the inflation chart looks like. The last higher point was here. So if inflation now does a little bit of a change of character here, think of it in price action terms, then this is going to spook the market. Then that bearish order flow on CPI is out the window.
What I will tell you guys is again, we spoke about it yesterday. So
Oh,
that
so-
one, you guys can go back and look at when I spoke about the CPI, obviously all three of them. If one of them, remember, if one of them are a surprise and the others aren't, it won't be mixed data, but you will see that almost thing where your broker doesn't even trigger it, but that quick wick one way and then boof, that after effect. So that, don't be scared out about that, but it definitely can happen.
So Kiyash, just to give you an idea, what gives us bias is obviously the Fed was the most aggressive when it comes to the three major central banks. They were the most aggressive with their rate hikes, I think, in the last 40 years. Then also what gives us some bias in terms of that is the Fed continuously was talking about inflation, and in the last meeting they talked about inflation being sticky, still persistently staying above that 3% level. Obviously, we've known for all of the years since I've been trading, 2% has always been like that golden spot for the Fed. They always talk about that 2% inflation target. They want to get inflation down to 2% or sometimes up if it's below. And again, we've been saying since last year, since they paused, they have yet to say when they are going to cut. But the previous meeting, Powell just said, listen here, the March cut is completely off the table. Forget it. We're not even considering that. And Nick Timmerhouse was the guy that basically pulled that out of Powell. My boy Timmy, Nick Timmerhouse, Chad, I'm going to drop his handle here if you are into fundamentals. He also has got a book out. I must still actually read that. Nick Timmerhouse, they call him the Fed Whisperer. He's with the Wall Street Journal journalist, very, very solid. And I don't know if he gets some information, but let me just get Nick Timmerhouse's. Let me just get his handle here. What is his book called? I think $1 trillion triage. I must actually get that for me. So here's Nick Timmerhouse, Chad. You can read a lot as to what he's saying. So go read through it. You can pick up a lot of little golden nuggets. My boy Nick Timmerhouse. Let me just share his handle here with you guys quickly. How do I share this profile? What is this new copy link? Okay, Chad, yeah, here's Nick Timmerhouse. Nick must actually give me a shout out for once. But yeah, Chad, Nick Timmerhouse, for the OGs that have been in the game for a while, you will know my boy Nick. Nick has single-handedly crashed the market and pumped the market with his tweets. That's the level. That's the level of power he's got behind him. That's how much weight people put onto what he says. Chief economics correspondent for the Wall Street Journal, author, $1 trillion triage. Nick Timmerhouse. No, Vince, not the same guy. You're thinking about ACDC economics. Alright, Chad, gold coming all the way back into the range. Keegan saved me a bullet there. GU also coming all the way back, so a little bit of a tricky session here today. Yen pair is also just stuck in somewhat of a range here. EJ trading back below that round number, so still gonna keep my alerts there. Let's see how deep this pullback is, and as mentioned, if we can hold this level, then I think we're going to have a trending day to the upside. Otherwise, this thing is cooked, and it can come all the way back down to this daily pivot and this key level down here. So let's see. We don't see anything, just looking at your beautiful faces. Thank you so much. My mom always said I have a face for radio, so I don't know what she meant with that, but I'll consider that. I follow him on Twitter, love fundamentals and just understanding what's happening in the world. Yeah, no, it's good, Kiash. Face for radio. Let's not talk about the radio face. Chad, but big one. Today's CPI is definitely going to have an effect on the Fed's decision next week. We obviously know there's no rate cuts expected next week. Even if inflation drops heavily today, I don't think they still won't cut next week. But it's definitely going to be a talking point. So going to be very, very interesting as to what's going to happen. Jex, my brother, that was actually bodily fluids in the form of sweat on that treadmill, my brother. And I actually felt bad at one stage because like I started sweating so badly, like while I was running, and it was like flicking, and then I almost had to like hang my arms a little bit because I was like, the people on the treadmills next to me, I was like slapping them with some sweat drops. Yes, I felt bad. And then as I get off to go and get paper towels to clean off the thing, another guy just jumps onto the treadmill, and I'm like, dude, I just want to clean the treadmill for you quickly. Like, I don't want to leave the treadmill in the state it's in. But yeah, I know, an hour on the treadmill is beastie. And then when you get off, it feels like you're gliding. When you walk forward, Keeks, you know, there at the airport, those conveyor belts.
Oh, yeah.
You feel then like you just walking normally, like you're on a conveyor belt. Like everything feels very odd. The longest I've ran on a treadmill was 3.5 hours. That was many years ago, training for Ironman. And the weather was like horrific outside. I was like, I'm not doing this long run outside. I don't want to get sick. 3.5 hours, bro. I was...
But I'm actually looking at that now. Is that all your sweat on the machine?
That is my sweat on the machine.
Why is it on the machine? Why is it not on the treadmill?
Oh, so remember, no, it's literally flicking off my arm here, bro. It's like, so while I'm running, the sweat drop runs here, and once it gets here, it flicks off. No, bro.
For me, like, obviously, we do very slow cardio. So we do like incline treadmill, fast walk type of thing. And like for me, it's just like the treadmill was sopping wet, because for me, it drips down.
No, everything was wet, my bro.
That is, I was like, what are these guys on about? I didn't even notice that this morning.
No. Everything was wet. It was beastie, my dude. It was moist in there.
Oh, that is classic, bro.
Can we say the word moist?
I think we can.
It was moist, chat. Moist. The moisture content was like 400%. The one oak at one stage was like, when is this guy getting off the treadmill? Because there was like 3 squadrons that came in. Like, people usually do the treadmill for max 20 minutes. So I had like the first wave of people start with me, then the second wave came, and then the third wave, and they were like, yo, this dude just hogging the treadmill. Like, Can't you see the limit is 30 minutes? Treadmill is a knee killer. Why though, Edwin? Is it bad for your knees?
Nah, so technically if you run, yes. But walking, not really. But it is very bad. That's why if you run...
Really?
Like,
for your runs?
yeah, for your runs, it's very, very bad for your knees.
Why though?
That pressure. Because there's no absorption, like ground and that. So it's
Are you
very,
serious?
it's very, very bad on your knees.
No, man, don't tell me that.
I promise you.
No, man, kids, you guys are lying.
Bro, I promise you.
Chad, don't tell me that. My knees, I'm already overweight and... Wait.
That is very, very bad to run on a treadmill.
Ah, Keeks. No, man. Let's check your chat. I'm going to ask the most insightful source, Google. Is treadmill running bad for your knees when you are obese? No, a treadmill isn't bad for your knees. A treadmill is pretty easy on your joints because it's flat.
Wow.
A treadmill can be...
That is a prime example of don't trust Google.
The knees have to absorb more force. Unlike running outside, the treadmill's constant pace is unnatural. It leads to prolonged stress on the knee, which is detrimental to a person's knee health. Okay.
That's why you'll see a lot of people with knee recovery. They're not on a treadmill. They're on a bloody bicycle. They're cycling.
Okay. Chris, you are definitely looking leaner, so keep going, brother. Appreciate it, Michael.
The only time we used a treadmill for recovery was where we had those aquatic treadmills. Then you can use that. But that's purely because obviously in water, you're obviously taking that whole thing with gravity out of the picture.
Kiash, you said something yesterday about repricing the NFP figure. What did you mean, Chris? So remember that figure that comes out still needs to be audited. So after an audit's been done, you'll get a repriced figure, or it will remain the same if everything clocks out. But don't stress yourself too much on that.
No, that's not really going to change anything now.
No, definitely not. I've done the free running machines. That feels unnatural to me.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Running in that like curve.
Yeah, that curve.
I swear it's just a thing for like all youngsters at the gym. They have to go on there and show how fast they can sprint. And I'm like, what are you doing?
It's difficult to get like a constant pace without. It's weird. That machine is very weird. I was sitting there this morning, Keegs, and I was thinking at the gym, like, I still need to lose like 6 kgs just to have a dad bod again. Like, not even an athlete bod. And at that stage, I would have lost 11 kgs. Then I've got my dad bod back. Then I've gone from obese to dad bod. And then it's going to take like another 30 kgs to get to athlete.
Ah, man.
I think grass running is much better. Chris, what MAs do you use? This is just the indicator with the 20, 50, 100 and 200. So don't use up your indicator allowability. And it's an exponential moving average. No, field is definitely better than road.
The biggest thing is just don't be like jumping back and forth between them. So if you're gonna run like tar, road, track, grass, you can't be going back and forth all the time because that's where you develop your shin splints.
Don't tell me that because I do that. No man, Geeks. No man.
Bro.
We need to chat, bro. Like
I lived my whole life with shin splints because I constantly moved from track running to running on grass for rugby. So I was on the track and then I was on grass. I lived my whole life with shin splints. My people were like, listen, you can't do anything. It's because of the different change in...
Let me quickly go pee, chat. 3 minutes for this EJ trade potentially. See you guys now.
I thought you were literally going to go Google that now. fine, but as long as you're not going like, okay, today I'm running on the road, then tomorrow I'm running on grass.
I don't know.
Then,
So I'll just go up and
no, that's fine. As long as you're on tar the whole time. Volt sponsored athletes. That would be pretty cool, bro. To be fair, I don't know what they'd give you. They're just gonna pay for things because, like, how are you? Well, that's the thing. So, Kiosh, if you talk about triathlon, you'll see all of the guys always have their shin strapped because they all have shin splints. Yeah, no, guys, I lived for sports. That was my life. So that's what's still today. I always say to guys, like, my body's broken. I gave everything I could for it, but it is broken now. Do. Where the where's my drops? Oh, I cannot find anything yet. Oh, alright. Are you guys still in the GU trade? We weren't in it. Oh, I don't think Chris entered, if I'm correct. I think he was doing like just like a paper trail of a trade he would have taken. Yes, this US30 is dying. Okay, I expected it to play. I mean, it played out perfectly, trading back into the Asia range, going for that support that was untested, and now at the weekly pivot. Nas is also doing it, but a bit more behind, but it's also there. So yeah, DXY came into the party today. Igor, I take shin splints over chronic back pain. Yeah, bro. To be fair, when you get bad shin splints, it is bad. You literally can't walk. Like, it's something stupid. So, like, I did like high jump, bro. I wouldn't even be able to jump. Like, I couldn't do like a little, just to have that pressure on my shins. My legs would give in like completely, like I'd collapse. Yeah, so I used to get very, very bad. I couldn't run. You can't even walk. Like, climbing stairs, like, would kill my legs. Like, bad. Yeah. I literally got to a point. I was actually booked off. I was booked off for 2.5 months from all sports. Like, I'm not allowed to do anything. No gym, no nothing, because of how bad it got.
I think KT tape works if you use it. I had it on my knee.
Personally, for me, it's a mental thing.
No, it works, bro.
So explain to me what a tape can do to you. That we can
No.
fix a muscle.
So the thing is how you use the tape. So for me, I'm not talking about a muscle here. This was a joint. So I had tendonitis in both my knees. So the way that she strapped it was basically pushing the patella up. So it's relieving that pressure. So the tape actually supported my patella in place. So it took off that pressure off that tendon.
Yeah.
And it also forced you to not overextend your tendon. But in terms of muscle, I don't know the muscle side of it. But definitely for joints, if you know how to tape, it works.
Yeah, for me it was always a case of if you actually even just kept pressure on a point. But that's about it. It's not like helping you with recovery.
Alrighty, Chad, let's see if we can get these powders wet. Wet. Now UJ has become the stronger one between the yen pairs. Alrighty, gold doing a little switcheroony there. I'm gonna wait, Keeks. I think we could get him.
And that's just perfect there. You see how I tested that zone? I told you I had to break. I tested it, closed in the zone, and that's when that bullish move happened. So I'm waiting for that break underneath.
UJ. Yeah, EJ is cleaner for me, Chad. I'm just waiting for a break above this round number. I haven't done cupping. That looks interesting.
I also have never done it, eh?
That looks relatively dope. US30 JP Taylor. Etienne, any recommendation on a physio? I have to say chiropractor helps, bro. Keys, have you gone for some? Yo, dude, a chiropractor is gold.
I haven't actually been in a while.
I also need to go for a little bit of a crack. Snap, crackle, and pop. Who do you go to in PE? Because I think I need to go for a young crack.
I can't even think what the name is. It's in behind Green Acres.
Green Acres. I just know. I
Like
think it's
where
Dr.
the
Yule.
bridge is.
Yeah.
There's a thing behind there. I'll get the name for you.
But is it a big guy? Because you need to be
It's an
quite
old lady.
big. I don't know. No. You need somebody that can handle me.
Right.
You need somebody that can crack me.
You know, I always just laugh at where people would always be like, oh no, like even go for physio. Like,
Yeah.
oh no, like I've got a little physio session. It's going to be so nice.
No.
I hate going to physio. I hate
Physio
it.
physio is not
hurt
nice.
you. Like,
No,
yes.
physio, the needling, like the taking out the knots, like there's nothing fun about physio. Nothing.
No. Whew.
Alrighty, Chad. Now, Etienne, the reason why I say I need a bigger person is especially that way they crack your back and they lean into your leg. So when you lay on your side, they put your leg over. You need somebody that can literally get on top of your leg and like crack you. So,
You'll still be surprised, Chris.
nah, bro, she's
Bro.
not gonna manhandle me. She's not gonna handle this big boy, this bull.
Bro, I promise you. The same funny thing is, when you were at...
Sorry, Chad. Just gonna wait for a little bottom wick here. Give me a bottom. Okay, I'm in, Chad. Took some longs here, right there.
What did you take on EJ?
EJ, yeah, I'm gonna take a stab at it. Chad, sorry, man. 20 pip stop. We've held above this R1. We had that massive bullish momentum during Asia. And we're just going for a young 1-to-1 20 pip.
I back it, eh? I'll not even watch it, but yeah, my setup, that's actually perfect.
That's the only thing. Let me, sorry, Kiggs, I just want to set my stop loss. Chad, there's the trade for you. Gunpowder is officially wet. Not moist, physically wet. Alright, sorry, Kiggs. You were saying?
Yeah, we used to... have you ever noticed, like so many people, so we always say with rugby, like how many times are your biokineticist, someone in the team, the physio, biokineticist, that like is always a female. And those women, like that's what I'm saying, that like Chris, where you'll be like, you need the bigger person, those women will hurt you guys. They hurt you like bad sometimes. I'm too big for that stuff. Can't have people climb on me. I'm too ticklish. Have you seen how small those trail women are at their massage part? Those women are strong. They would literally jump. Yeah, bro. No, some of these, yes, sis. And I swear that's also part of it, eh? They you think like, oh no, this won't be that bad until that flipping elbow goes in you. Yes, sis.
Go to Bay Life Clinic. Dr. Joss isn't big, but he handles me pretty well. Yeah, but Edgar, you quite a tiny little guy. No, I'm kidding. No, look, Ed is It is a brick house.
I must say, small people have the sharpest elbows.
Edgar, but remember, you as tall as you are wide and that girth. Like I'm tall and wide.
Oh, Edgar, I got some good news there for you, brother. Chris said because he dropped us at the last one, he forgot. He's actually going to enter the proper powerlifting comp that's coming up now.
Bro, you know my back is like twigs. My back is made out of twigs, my bro. Like if I just watch somebody deadlift, I like go into a little paralysis. Like
To
my
be fair, I
back-
won't even lie. Like when I deadlift, my back is broken for the rest of the
No,
week.
dude,
The
like-
whole week, I'm walking around like I'm 80 years old.
if I just see somebody deadlift, like my back hurts for them. Like when I saw Edgar deadlift, my back like literally hurt. I had to go lie down a bit after watching Ed deadlift.
Slashy, bro, I love acupuncture. Best way when you have a knot, they
Yeah.
massage it and then stick that thing right into the knot. Best thing. It hurts, but best thing.
That's the only way to release a pressure point. You can massage for hours and hours.
I have to laugh. Edgar, is that actually a rule, bro? Or are you just joking now?
Ah, Ed, taking me low, yeah, 25 kgs. No, man, Ed. No, man, Ed.
Bro, but I always said it, hey, I'm like, that's, like, I know there are some strong women out there, but when we did that bench thing, I was still saying to Kate afterwards, I was like, I'm sorry, that's where my ego will take a shot, when, like, I get outlifted by a woman. Like, 100% that's when my ego's taking a shot.
Well, there's some strong ladies.
Yeah. Well, Nicole's one of them. I reckon Nicole will go par for par with you on the bench. Not doing you dirty now, but Nicole's strong.
No, I'm not strong.
That's what I'm just saying. I'm
I'm
not
not-
doing you dirty,
No,
but
no,
it's
no,
also
I'm not.
respect to her.
Ed, how much is it for that mobility plan, my dude? I would love a young lower back mobility plan. Is there a discount code for the mobility plan? No, the needle, it's literally like a little prick.
Yeah.
And then it's just like a little jolt when it hits into that muscle, and then it releases.
I must say, every now and again when they battle, like, and then they grab the knee and they like wiggle it around a bit.
Oh, yeah,
just to help
that's-
break
that's
it
a
up.
little bit
That's
sore.
a bit sore, but it's really chilled. I think it's that initial going in, yeah.
Yeah, it's literally just a little prick. They put it into a little tube, and let me just show you guys here. Let's just go full screen chats here.
Because we used to
So
always
it's a
do
little
that.
tube. It's in a little tube, and the needle is in, and they literally just punch it in like that, and then they take the tube off, and then they start working it in.
The worst for me is when they do that, like, for example, I always used to have it like in my knees, like and my shins and my back and my shoulders. So they put it in, and then they put that little electro thing on you with the pads, those
Oh,
sticky
yeah.
pads. They
Yeah,
put that
yeah.
on you, and then you get those flinches in your body. That hurts though. When you flinch, and you got the freaking needle in you, and then that thing like almost jolts in that little nerve again. That hurts a bit, but it's like quick pain. It's like literally a little shock.
For me, what was sore was when I got needling in my knee joint, like literally under the patella, putting a needle in there. That was next level. No, man, Ed. How does this family discount work? I thought I could just be an influencer for the mobility back plan and be like, hey guys, look how I've strengthened my back. Join the Stronger Than Steel fam now. use my discount code strongback. From a gorilla back to a strong back. JW in the house. I only hated my L4, L5 disc. Hey bro, couldn't walk for 5 days, deadlifted a PB 6 months later. Bro, look at that young sales talk coming through here. I broke my back. 4 months later, I was deadlifting 450k. No, I'm kidding. No chat, but support Edgar Stronger Than Steel if you are in powerlifting. I'm going to try out that back plan. I'm definitely going to give my boy a big shout out, even if I don't. No, I'm kidding, Edgar. I don't want the family discount. I want to support you, brother. I want to pay full. That is what friends do. You don't ask for discount because you are a friend of somebody. That's exactly when you should be paying full price, when you are a friend. Friends don't get discount, Chad. Don't get it twisted. If you
Friends are the ones that support you.
Yeah. So, Ed, I want to pay full price, brother. Seriously. 320 kgs. Chad, if I'm not deadlifting 600 kgs, then I'm going to get a refund, but I'm going to pay full though. I'm going to pay full, but I have to have to squat at least 360 and deadlift at least over half a ton. Otherwise, I want that family refund. But yeah, that's something we need to talk about. If a friend of yours is in business and you ask for discount, you need to get saved. You need to support that friend in business. Because if you've been in business, you would understand the hustle and you're not going to expect to get freebies. That's the weirdest thing for me when people try and do that. Oh, but I know you, bro. And then they expect something for free. You guys in the EJ trade, we are, my brother. I am currently sitting at entry. It needs to get away from this 161 relatively late, not too late into the session. The London boys are going to start boiling those kettles very shortly. And as very simple now for me, Chad. This trade has become super simple now. We've had that test of the round number. We've had this first minor break of structure. And if we get a bearish candle close like this, I'm chalking it. Then obviously price does not want to move bullish away from this 161. 80 is still nice and firmly bullish. We tested that R1. We are now holding above the 161. So again, very, very simple for me. Order flow is still relatively bearish looking from these highs, but it's a shot worth taking. So very, very simple for me. 5 minute closure below here. That would obviously signal that this little bullish order flow structure we've got here is done and dusted, and this thing can continue lower, but I'm not keen to sell EJ. So just letting you guys know, 161 needs to hold, and any closures below there, I am chalking this thing. So very, very simple. Chris, since we're not friends, how's the freebie account? No, man. You need to pay double for the account. We'll actually have a section for friends. Friends will pay more. Chad, let's just quickly get our timed exit on here as well. So remember from the trading plan, 30 minutes. if by 30 minutes we have not moved, we automatically exit the trade. So once this candle opens up here, we are either, if it's still hanging around here, we are manually closing it. So let's see if we can get some volume into this baby.
I love how Slushy's like, bro, you live 320. Oh no, that's my old one. I'm kind of doing 360.
There's some strong guys here, Chad. And then Keegan playing around with those 60 kgs.
Purely, hey, I literally did that for fun at the end of the session. Purely because of what we were talking about in the office the other day. We were like, oh, the 60 kg dumbbells.
But do you take like rust remover and stuff with you just to like clean those dumbbells off?
Nah, I must say it's nice. The fact there is like
A little
3
bit
or
of
4
rust.
of us. So we, the other guys, keep that rust clean for me.
Okay.
But I honestly, I think, I mean, a few guys use it for their half rep, what's her name? Rows. But yeah, chest press. I think there's only a handful of guys in the gym that go above
the
55.
last time I was lifting that heavy was maybe 3 years ago, and it was the last heavyweight I touched was the 55. But the other ones were, even the 55 was yeah.
Hey, my boy.
I remember I was also strong at one stage. I wasn't always.
Those were the rugby days.
No. That was actually I did CrossFit for a while.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And then I did a little bit more strength work in the gym. That's why I actually got those wrist straps, those
yeah.
specifically for the dumbbells. And I used it in CrossFit. Like my clean and jerk at one stage was 132, which is not heavy for how big I am. And I think my max snatch at one stage was like 80 kgs, which is also not really heavy. But if you're tall and you've done a snatch before, snatching is not easy. Snatching is like Olympic weightlifting. Like after you've done a little bit of ollie lifting, then you realize like, flip, these guys are super talented. Then you actually enjoy watching like the Olympic weightlifting, especially the snatch. Like the snatch is
Honestly, I love when it comes to the Olympic weightlifting. Love watching it. Like even, I think we spoke about it one time, but even watching the females do it, because for some of those females, the power to weight ratio is insane.
Bro, did you see that one reel of the guy in like the army outfit that leg pressed and his leg snapped the other way? Did you see it?
I
Have you
always
seen
say,
it?
if guys, if you do that, you're a dumbass. If you are fully extending your legs in a leg press, you are a retard.
Bro, that leg, that was the
Yo.
ugliest break I've seen. Chad, so just to put it into perspective here, your leg is supposed to say, this is your, let's say that is your knee joint. So obviously your leg moves like this. So what happened with this man, he was lying on his back, and now obviously you're leg pressing. And then he hyperextended this one, but only his left leg, and that leg broke like this, my bro. And the leg press machine pushed that leg back. I was like, gnarly AF. Like,
But you know, my thing is, I feel
That
people can see it coming. Because have you ever noticed when it happens, Oaks are there in seconds to grab that leg press machine?
no, but this guy was like leg pressing aggressively. Like he put the safety clips on, and he was like bouncing the weight off the safety clips. And then like on his 5th or 6th rep, Bro, that leg was like the ligament. I don't think he broke his leg. I actually think he tore his ligaments. Like, is it your ACL or is it your IC? I think he's tore everything. ACL, ICL.
You know which is still bad, till today. If you're South
Yeah.
African, you probably know about it. Was that grey PE, grey college game?
Wait. What happened?
Where, what's his name? I think it was Jared. Jared or Dylan? Bro, you just search on YouTube. This thing, the guy's in the middle of the field and he goes into a ruck. And the guys cleaned him. But Chris, I promise you, this thing sounds like a gunshot going
A leg
Yeah.
being broken.
And you just check, ref calls it. All the Oaks are walking away. They're vomiting this man's legs the other way. Just backwards. Oh,
Nah, I'm done, bro.
I'm done.
That was my biggest fear in rugby, was your knee being tackled the other way. So that was always like, let's say they tackle, that's your knee bend, looking from the side, and they tackle you because my one friend, they
And
broke
do those,
his knee.
those
Yeah,
grass cutters, but they come a bit too high.
that was my biggest fear. And then ankle. And weirdly enough, Chad, this is one thing about fear, is it actually happened with me. Both my ankles were done, not broken, but ligaments severely chalked. And nah, bro.
Yeah, not fun. But it was the same thing, even when under my wrists. Like,
Sorry, Keeks. I just want to chat. I'm going to go break even here. This is that little structure level there. It seems like price is struggling to get above that. So I'm going to go break even here. Let me just move my stop to break even real quick. All right. If I get stopped at break even, that's fine. But I still need to consider this level here to the left. And if price is going to go higher, it should technically close into this range. If not, if it cannot close into this range, very, very likely we're going to retarget the session lows. So just letting you guys know, no need to put unnecessary risk here on the table, especially going into an event like today. So let's see, 28 seconds. Let's see if price can get above there. Sorry, Keeks.
That is slashy. Did you go watch it now, bro? It is crazy. Like, I thought you literally hear it. And I mean, that camera's not close. But yeah, I was saying, like, even for me, bro, it was like your wrists. Like, being a winger now, obviously I'm going to hand you off. When I came back from having my wrists done, like, how hesitant you are to even actually hand someone off. Because that idea of them pushing back on your wrist like that.
Oh. Sorry, GM. The idea behind this trade is obviously we made a session high. So if you think about it, the order flow was initially bullish and this was a pullback. And if you've been on our sessions, especially if price starts trading through the R1 pivot and especially after the R2 pivot, we usually use these levels as price is going to trend for the day bullish, because a lot of guys try and sell into these extended levels where we see this as continuation. So that's why if you watch the analysis early on in the session, I mentioned to you guys, if we can hold above the R1, very likely we could see a trending day to the upside. And also if you go down to the daily time frame, I mentioned this morning, we broke the previous daily high, and the previous daily high was also at 161. And I said if we can hold above that previous bearish daily high, very likely we can go and retest the pre-market highs. The only thing is I'm not going to play around with this level right here, because this was obviously a break of structure. And if price is going to continue higher, we would want to see price get into this range. Because if price closes into this range, then we've got this range to fill. Then it becomes quite an easy, simple trade. And what would happen is price would mimic. You see how aggressive this move was down? So price will then have a very aggressive move back to the upside. So almost mirroring the same price action here, but back to the upside. So that's the theory behind the trade. That's the idea behind the trade. There's relatively low volume in the market if you consider how we are moving, and even looking at UJ, still just messing around this key level, and same with GJ, hardly any movement. So taking a shot here, trade is valid. And also if you go onto our Discord, GM, I don't know if you're in the Discord channel, but if you go onto Discord, let me just bring this across for you to see. In our Discord channel, we actually have under the education section this exact setup, and this is a buy reversal setup. So you see that market structure B there, that is the one that we've taken, that round number RN, HRN half round number, and then the pivot as well. So that is the idea behind this trade. So I hope that helps, GM. But I think I've seen you here, GM. I don't think you knew, if I'm not mistaken. Keeksa, you were also scared of a break.
Yeah.
Like mentally. Hey, bro.
Also, I did my
mentally.
Achilles. Whew.
Okay, Achilles is also hectic, eh? Like,
When I did my Achilles, they
yo.
told me, like, because I did it at level 2, they were like, listen, you do this again, like, there's a good chance you can't walk again. And I was like, oh, damn, okay.
No, I know Achilles, they said, is most probably one of the toughest injuries to recover from, because your calf is all chalked up.
Yeah. Everything's
Your-
shorter.
yeah,
because of
your-
no, Achilles,
your
Achilles
mobility.
isn't fun.
Alright, GM, I got to buy on NZD USD. I see a cup and handle. No, man. Sibonele. What are you doing with those cup and handles? Let's have a look for you, my brother. Sibonele, think about this. Forget cup and handles. Think of price at horizontal levels. It's going to make your life a lot easier. Don't look at patterns. Patterns don't work. Let's quickly look at NZD USD. Are you okay? Got to buy. Let's quickly do a top-down analysis for you. That's if I can find NZD. Apologies. All right, let's hone in here on NZD USD. All right, brother. This one is on the house. Compliments of the 2Gs. We're gonna do a nice quick top-down analysis for you on NZD USD. All right. So from a weekly, we can clearly see that we are in some type of range here on the weekly, and I consider this to be a range because for 4 weeks now, this doesn't look like a massive, okay, it's not massive, but it's a 98 pip range, and you can almost say, just looking at this pullback, that this could be a minor break of structure back to the upside. And if you go on a line chart, let's just quickly look at this. You can see there, it looks like it wants to go higher. So on a weekly, I would be neutral. On a daily perspective, okay, now we can see price very clearly on the daily. Now you can beautifully see this daily range. So we've got a support down here at 60, 86. We've got a resistance here. So on the daily, I will be neutral because I would want to see if we can get a break to the upside that would confirm the bullish momentum for me, or I would want to see if we can get 2 consecutive bearish daily candle closures to confirm this resistance here. So
I have to also, sorry, or when you're done with that, but on that chart.
okay, and then the 5-minute time frame. Let's look at the 5-minute. What do we have here? So beautifully, we've got our Asia high up there. We've got our Asia low down here. So what I can see from the 80 is that the 80 is still looking bearish, and this is coming from Monday. It's starting to push bearish, and yeah, we're trading below the daily pivot. You had a nice break below Asia lows. So For me personally, I wouldn't get long up until we get back above this daily pivot, because this thing can still trade lower, but that is what I will be looking out for, my brother. For me, it's in no man's land, but I do think if you can get above the daily pivot, this 80 starts trading back above the 200, then you can start seeing that bullish momentum to the upside. Sorry, Keeks.
What the hell is a cup and handle formation?
It's a continuation pattern that looks something like this. So price pushes up, it does like this weird loop, then it creates an equal high, and then it creates like a short little pullback. So the idea is like this is the cup and that is the handle. Like here's your cup. So then the expectation is you're going to continue bullish. So it's a continuation pattern, the cup and handle.
Okay.
Alrighty, Chad. EJ. Come on, baby. Ah, Chad. Let's go, baby. Sibonele. Hope that helps, my brother. Well, thanks, bro. Yet to learn. Nah, I'm kidding, man. If you can use the cup and handle successfully, amazing. It's just I've been there, done that, didn't get the success I wanted, so...
Oh, by the way, actually, hold on. Now Vince is talking about that. I think what we can do... Did you see Mute is a new song?
Let's check it out. Which one?
I will tell you now what it's
Lockdown.
called.
Lockdown 2. That's like the...
I think it's Vermis.
Oh, Vermis, yeah.
Yeah. That's like the newest one.
Chad,
Yeah.
let's see ya, baby.
Yeah, this is the newest one.
Come on, baby. Let's get EJ over the line, yeah. But it will never be coupe, though.
No.
It's not a coupe, but it's mute.
This is that build up for you. You're gonna see that trade. It's just gonna shoot off now.
I need to learn the trumpet, dude. Or that little... Come on, Chad, let's get some TPs here. Tuesday before CPI, let's get some additional bullets in the chamber. Keeks, Ruben's got a question for you, brother.
Ruben, if it's about CPI, don't ask it. But otherwise, what's up? Yeah, I thought so.
CPI up or down?
I literally...
Is that what you wanted to ask,
Nah, he
brother?
was gonna ask me, so he just put in my leg.
Chad, I'm just putting it out there. I think somewhere my forefathers were colored, and the reason I'm saying that is I love brass bands way too much. I should actually be in Cape Town
Incoming mail.
with the brass bands. So I'm just putting it out there. I don't know, but somewhere along the line, can you say colored? I hope that's not a racist statement, but anyways, Chad. Same blood.
Oh, EU transgender is against you, brother.
I'm an EJ, brother. I also want to short EU. Zex accepting me as one of the brothers. Appreciate it, man. Bro, imagine that. The only white guy there in the corpse, a klopse. But I want that big trombone on my shoulder. Chad, talk to me. How do I get... Or I can just be one of those vibe guys. Have you seen the... You don't play an instrument, you just vibe with the band.
We've already given our deep analysis on CPI, bro.
Cape Town, we're coming for you, baby. Chad, I think I want to put that on my bucket list, geeks.
What's that?
Being part of the Korpse Klopse. Hey bro, I'll jam with those guys. I'll even play that little snare drum. Imagine me and Keeks, they're on the snares. Etty, they will call me BT Dix, big trombone. Hey Chad, just ripping that big trombone. Okay, Chad, we're gonna end it off with the old classic here. Have to get this thing over the line. Just the old classic, baby. Tuesday, NFP, risk free on this EJ trade. Let's see if it can do some work for us. It's nothing like the original mute, baby. Sorry, not NFP, CPI. Did I say NFP? NFP, CPI, ICP, ICT, baby. Let's push this thing over the line, Chad. BB Plus, baby. Small on deck. ETF, HTH, OCT, GDP. In the CBD. Hey, brother. We are DJing, yeah, Chad. We get on this desk here, baby. Just turn knobs. Put the music a little bit louder. Put it a little bit softer. And you just wait for the drop. Oh, come on, baby. Tuesday. Jax, bro. Jax. Why did you have to go?
What a J.
Everybody had their job. Ah, Jax, no, man. Everyone's saying like HTC, BTC, and then Jax comes through with the young HIV. Jax, you are animal, dude. Absolute animalistic, yeah. Ah, beautiful. All right, Chad. I'm gonna wait to say maybe 5 to 10 more minutes. Let's see if we can get this baby over the line. I'm just gonna put on another playlist here. Mute doing enough to catalyze that. Mo, please tell me you took the straight, brother. Where's Mo?
Watch Mo, it's gonna be like he was working. He's deep in work.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to.
Okay, Chad. Let's hear Mo, yeah?
Made this mess and left me with the
This thing's gonna hit TP if Mo's not in. So let's just hear what he says. Mo?
now. I wanna burn all the bridges between us.
Moski.
Are you in it?
Wait, how did you?
No, really, I jumped in when you jumped in. No, they didn't stop me on the beat. I should be not.
But when you give me a stop to break even.
Like, sometime, yeah. Oh, that's not that right. Like, I don't know, bro.
But we still love you, Mo. It happens to the best of us, Moski. Chad. Let's check here. Like the famous trading influencers would say, we are deep, deep in blues.
Well, I mean, even John, he's saying you also got to stop the break even.
But where did they enter though? They obviously didn't enter on the pullback. Okay, I am on a zero spread account. Ah, Cosmic Crew, beauty. Strobe K, best stream hands down. Really appreciate it, Strobe. Lungsta. Hey, broski. How you doing, my brother? Lungsta. Gold pushing down. Ooh, Chad. We might be doing some double dipping here. We might be doing some... Oi! Chad, baby! Ah, baby! Let's go. Let's go, baby. Oh, Chad, can't make this up. Netflix, call me. Movie about two young. Oh, Chad. Chad, what is happening here?
Oh, DXY is taking off.
Damn, Chad. TPs have been absolutely penetrated here. Talking about deep blues into deep TPs being hit, Chad. My goodness, Chad. What a trade, baby. Alrighty. Damn, Chad. That was beautiful.
And there goes gold.
That was stunning. Keegs, what are we doing here, brother?
I'm not doing it, brother. I'm literally
Really?
calling it now.
Are you calling it?
I'm not gonna get it caught in these fake outs now.
Chad, that is where that degenerate in me. I need to bring that degenerate. I need to calm it down. Stunning trade, Chad. This was a beauty. We waited. Just to put it in perspective, we waited almost 2 hours, and then we waited another, I think, 35 minutes. Oh, Chad, what a day, man! This was beautiful. Waited almost 45 minutes for the trade to play out. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trade. Oh, Chad. Oh, Chad, baby. What a session. What's that, gold?
No, I'm saying your EJ, like hitting TP and just massive rejection.
Yeah. Oh, Chad. Ah, baby. Keegs. I think we're calling it there. Winners know when to stop. Please phone Gamblers Helpline at 2gs.help, where we help degenerates like us and you guys to not now try and double dip. We're going to keep that powder dry now till CPI. But Chad, beautiful, beautiful trade. Keeks, just one thing before we finish off here.
Yeah.
Is it a buy or sell? No, I'm kidding. Chad, but my co-host here, Keegan van Dijk, give him a follow on Instagram. He's not just a very strong guy and a good looking face. You can actually also trade a little. And then Chris _marketbull. Really, really wanna 2Gs, you guys trade after the news. Yeah, Ben. We definitely do. Most gamblers quit before they win. Yeah, that's why we're still here. But Chad, really, really appreciate it. Beautiful, beautiful stream. Beautiful trade. We took a beautiful win last week as well. And just a stunning, stunning trade. Didn't expect that last bit of push. But as mentioned, I think it was a W setup. Beautiful analysis. And yeah, Chad, we are going to see you guys for the post CPI carnage.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future we will also do a 200 Rand for two. We get 2Gs trading news with you. No, I'm kidding. I think once we get to that stage, we need to get resaved. So if you know any anointed pastors just to lay hands on us, please let us know so we can receive that fire. All right, Chad. Keeks, any closing remarks?
Yeah, guys, you've got literally everything you need for CPI. So don't be stupid. Don't trade for that 1 minute of glory. Know how you can catch it afterwards. Catch the move if it's something you actually want to be in on. Otherwise, be safe, stay safe, trade well, and we're going to see you guys in a little bit later.
Nas, there's a fat gap. All right, Chad, you guys are leading me into saying wrong things. Yeah, Chad, see you. All right, Chad, stay safe. We will see you guys this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining. Peace and love, baby.